Have you ever wondered about the lengths to which government agencies might go to unlock the mysteries of the human mind? In 1983, a CIA document titled Analysis and Assessment of the Gateway Process, penned by U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Wayne M. McDonnell, did just that. This captivating document unveils a myriad of techniques tailored to enhance brain function, expand the limits of consciousness, and probe into the unseen dimensions of reality. The following 7 points are gleaned from this now declassified treasure. The human brain is the master of all organs, unparalleled in complexity. It comprises billions of neurons, intricate neural networks, and diverse regions responsible for functions like memory, emotions, and cognition. It remains one of the most fascinating structures in existence. Ongoing research aims to unravel the profound connection between the intricacies of the brain and the mysteries of human consciousness. So, how does the gateway process work? Let's break it down into simpler terms. Imagine your brain is like a lamp, emitting light and heat in all directions. It's chaotic, unfocused, and inefficient. The gateway process aims to transform your brain into a laser beam, focused, coherent, and powerful. How can you achieve this? To understand the gateway experience, let's start with the basics. This technique shares some similarities with hypnosis, transcendental meditation, and biofeedback, but it's unique as it employs hemisync, a technology designed to synchronize your brain waves. The gateway experience is all about enhancing your brain's strength, focus, and coherence by synchronizing brainwave patterns between your left and right hemispheres. Imagine altering your consciousness, breaking free from physical limitations, and even traveling through time and space. A sample tape from the hemisync technique stated, "This is the first step along your path to a gateway beyond which is discovery. Your discovery of reality, of truth, of who and what you are." Because of the special audio techniques used, certain sounds must reach your right ear and others your left ear. To be sure of this, you should be hearing my voice in your right ear at this moment. If you are not hearing my voice in your right ear, turn your headphones around now so that you're hearing my voice in your right ear. The gateway experience offers something beyond a typical meditation session, the hemisync technique. Hemisync creates a unique and almost surreal state in which both hemispheres of your brain synchronize perfectly, their brainwave patterns aligning in harmony. It's akin to a symphony conductor ensuring every instrument plays in perfect unison. Melissa Yeager, a pro from the Monroe Institute, explains that their audio techniques, especially with the basic Focus 3 tapes, can help you achieve and maintain this hemisync state. There's even research from the Henniger Foundation showing that a Zen master with 2 decades of meditation training could rock the hemisync state for over 15 minutes. But it's not just anecdotal. Dr. Stuart Twemlow, a psychiatrist and researcher, discovered that the Monroe tapes do something remarkable to your brainwaves. They make your brain focus its energy, like turning up the wattage of a light bulb. And this focused energy becomes more and more concentrated, a bit like the concept of single-mindedness in yoga. So, as you progress through the tapes beyond Focus 3, your brain's energy levels increase, essentially giving your mind more power. In contrast, Melissa Yeager ingeniously likens the hemisync technique in the gateway experience to a laser. While a lamp, symbolizing your mind in its natural state, emits energy haphazardly in the form of heat and light, a laser focuses its energy into a pinpoint beam. Just as a light bulb disperses light throughout a room without specific direction, hemisync channels and concentrates the mind's energy, much like a laser's intense, targeted beam. Now, here's where it gets even more fascinating. The gateway experience assumes that once the frequency and amplitude of your human brain are rendered coherent, you can start accelerating them. Your mind begins resonating at higher and higher vibrational levels, syncing up with more sophisticated and rarefied energy levels in the universe. When your mind operates at these rarefied levels, it becomes capable of processing the information it receives through the same matrix it uses to make sense of everyday sensory input. This means your mind can interpret this new information visually, like symbols, or through flashes of holistic intuition. You might even experience scenarios that blend both visual and auditory perception. Frequency following response, or FR. This phenomenon reveals that when you hear a sound that matches the brain's operating frequency, your brain wants to sync up with it. In simpler terms, if you're wide awake but start hearing sounds that mimic the brain waves associated with sleep, your brain will try to follow suit and shift from its regular state to that sleepy theta level. Now, here's the cool part. The brainwave frequencies used in hemisync are beyond what the human ear can naturally hear. So, how does it work? It relies on another neat brain trick called beat frequencies. When your left ear hears a sound 10 hertz lower than the one your right ear hears, instead of hearing both sounds, your brain tunes into the difference, creating a beat frequency. Hemisync uses this phenomenon to introduce various frequencies at a nearly subliminal level. The goal? To calm your left brain hemisphere, almost like putting your body into a virtual sleep mode, and get your left and right brain hemispheres in harmony. Throughout this process, you'll hear the soothing voice of Bob Monroe offering guidance, along with the brainwave frequencies. Sometimes they throw in sounds like gentle ocean waves to help mask the frequencies. According to Bentoff, it all has to do with something called the bifurcation echo. Picture your heart pumping blood. As it does, the aorta, which is like a big, stretchy tube connected to your heart, expands just past the valve, creating a pressure pulse. This pulse travels down the aorta, but when it reaches the point where the aorta splits in the lower abdomen, part of it bounces back and starts moving upwards. Here's where things get even more interesting. If your heart continues to pump more blood and generate a new pressure pulse, these two pressure points can eventually collide somewhere along the aorta. When that happens, it produces a kind of interference pattern. But when you use the gateway tapes, something magical occurs. They put your body in a deeply relaxed state, almost like being in a deep, restful sleep. In this state, the bifurcation echo slowly fades away. Your heart eases up on the force and frequency with which it pushes blood into the aorta. The result is a rhythmic, sine wave pattern of sound resonates throughout your body, rising into your head and creating a sustained resonance. It's like a soothing, calming wave of sound coursing through you. And get this, when you measure the amplitude of this sine wave pattern using a super-sensitive instrument, it's about 3 times stronger than the average sound produced by your heart under normal conditions. Dr. Bentoff's biomedical model teaches us that brain resonance is a big deal because it directly affects our brain. The brain experiences vibrations that are transmitted through the fluid filled in the third and left ventricles just above the brainstem. These vibrations create an electromagnetic pulse that revs up our brain waves. Dr. Twemlow's research on the hemisync tapes found similar effects. Our brain is snugly enclosed in a membrane called the dura, which is cushioned by a thin layer of fluid between it and the skull. When our heart is deeply relaxed, it sends out a coherent resonance that causes the brain to rhythmically move up and down ever so slightly, about 0.005 to 0.01 millimeters. This tiny movement happens because of the power of resonance, and it doesn't need much energy to keep going. This unique micro-motion in our body turns it into a vibrational system, which transfers energy at around 6.8 to 7.5 Hz into Earth's ionospheric cavity, resonating at about 7 to 7.5 Hz. In simpler terms, the energy from our bodies travels through Earth's electrostatic field all around the world in a blink, approximately 1/7 of a second. This long wavelength signal doesn't care about obstacles and remains strong over vast distances, whether it's metal, concrete, water, or even our bodies. This is where it gets intriguing. The gateway process is all about quickly putting our nervous system by significantly lowering blood pressure and making all our physical systems, like the circulatory system and skeleton, vibrate in harmony at roughly 7 to 7.5 cycles per second. This resonance generates a regular sound wave that synchronizes with Earth's electrostatic field, creating a channel for telepathic signals. Think of it as a training program that helps your body resonate with this energy, aligning it with the surrounding environment. This alignment not only promotes a sense of oneness with your surroundings, but also helps move your consciousness into a broader space. Now, you might be wondering, how does this connect with your brain and higher frequencies? Well, as your body becomes more coherent with the Earth's energy, it has a remarkable effect on your brain. It can boost your brain's coherence and elevate your focus to higher levels of frequency and intensity. This is like tuning in to the frequencies of the universe, allowing you to collect information and insights. But that's not all. Synchronizing with the Earth's electromagnetic sphere doesn't just affect your internal world, it also creates a powerful carrier wave. This wave enhances your ability to connect with other human minds that are tuned into the same frequency. It's like having a supercharged communication system for sharing thoughts and ideas with like-minded individuals. And there you have it. The gateway experience, as detailed in this declassified CIA document, is like nothing we've ever encountered before. As we continue to explore its depths, one can't help but wonder, what other secrets does the human mind hold? Always remember, the adventure of understanding is boundless,